Well, happy Thursday evening to you. Chris Hare here, the world champion crypto cowboy. And what a nasty mess we've had today with Bitcoins. The altcoins bled out. Absolutely horrible today. So the question begs, where do we go? Well, we're going to break that down in the charts. We're going to try to figure it all out. I've got some longer term targets that are kind of speculative at this point, but we'll have some downside targets for you to figure out where we're going. But I'm a world champion cowboy in the team roping and the mounted shooting events. And I'm taking the winning strategies that I use outside in my arena, the discipline that I use to achieve those world champion titles, bringing them right here to the crypto desk to make all of y'all world champion crypto traders. So let's go ahead and get into it tonight. Let's figure out what's going on. I pulled up a new fear and greed index. The other one I don't think was very accurate. This one's out of CoinGlass. Got us in extreme fear at a 15. Everybody's scared to death. But what I do is I make small spot purchases when we drop down into fear. When we drop into extreme fear, I buy a little more. I sit on them, forget about them, sell them off in greed. We'll see how it goes. Didn't get that pulled up tonight. I was having trouble getting the BitUnex chart pulled up. But if you need an exchange to trade on, go ahead and check out BitUnex. It's a great platform. I've got a link for a description. I've got a link in my description to get you signed up. I believe there's a cashback deposit on your first time deposit, and you get a little better trading fees as well. So we'll move on into the liquidation heat map. I went ahead and pulled out the yearly because we are going down and we need to figure out what in the world is going on. This is a chart that tracks liquidity. Market makers use it. They draw the charts. They send it up and down wherever they want to go. And all they care about is where your liquidations are. That's all they want. That's how they move the charts. Everything above price action is a short trade. Everything below price action is a long trade. So cumulatively, on a yearly chart, we've got $7.3 billion worth of short trades to the top side, all the way up to 147,000. Down to about 63,000, we've got $10.4 billion worth of short liquidations. There's huge pockets right here around 82 to 85,000. And there's another huge pocket right here about 93, 94,000. I kind of think we're going after at least one of those. If we go after both, I'm not real sure, but we're going to go ahead and break that down in the charts tonight. We'll start off with an hourly chart. I post all of these charts in the Crypto School. You'll find a link to that in my description as well. Come over, check us out. Lineup of great coaches over there. Everybody's there to learn. I post some signals. We posted some short signals on this today. Well over 100% in profit. I'll show them off tomorrow when they maybe get down closer to the bottom. But you can see what's going on here. We lost that hourly golden zone, lost the 50 moving averages. That takes 50 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart, works as excellent support and resistance. So when we got up here to these 50s and I noticed they pulled off, we went ahead and took our short trades, put our stop loss right here above the 50 smooth moving average, and we've rode this thing all down. What's going on now is we're in a corrective pattern. What you can see is you got a green candle here, and see how it drops down below the previous candle. Then it moves up. That's what they call a WXY pattern in Elliott wave theory. So what happens is you've got another corrective move coming down. What I think is happening here, we also filled out a head and shoulders. We validated that. That's what this vertical yellow line is. It's from the validation point. So what you do is you measure from the top of the head to the bottom of the right shoulder, drag it over to your validation point. Got a target marked out of right around 94,700. And that's right in between our hourly extension from 96 to 9,300, 93,000. You can see the 4-hour extension is down here as well. I really think that's where we're going to go. If for some reason we decide to climb here, we got to get into this golden zone, get over the 50 moving average. Then we've got a mess. We've got a weekly 50 simple moving average we've got to get over. That's the big one. The 200 moving average is sitting right here. That takes 200 of these candles, puts a fluid line on the chart. That's sitting at around 105,000. And then you get up to your extensions of 106 to 108. And I'm going to back this up. That is the weekly that we lost. That makes us extremely bullish. The daily is all the way up here at 110,000. So you can see the resistance that we've got to go through just to get there. What I think is we're going to come down just like the liquidation heat map showed. Come down to 96, 93,000, and then we'll move out on the macro chart to figure out what happens from there. You can still see we're in this parallel channel that we've been in for quite some time. And so we're still trying to figure out, these are bullish. but sometimes it just takes a while to get through them. You can see we've been in this thing all the way back since the 1st of October. So much for a green October. I think we got our green in September, and now they're just messing with everybody. But what we can see is we need to come down here. We're probably coming down to $95,000 to $91,000. The bottom of the channel sits right here. That would be around $90,000. The weekly 50 smooth moving average sits at around $85,000. Depending on how long it takes and how long they drag this out, I can see us coming down to test $90,000 to $85,000. If for some reason we get in this extension, we bounce out of it, then we've got to get back up into these golden zones, 101 to 103 over the weekly 50, on up to 109, 112, 121 to 127. But you've got the 4-hour 50, the daily 50, the 4-hour 200. You've got a lot of resistance on the way up. I'm not saying it can't happen. I'm just saying it's unlikely, and this kind of tells you a little more. You can see I've got another pennant drawn here, and they like to fill 70% of these out. So that begs to think that maybe, let me drag that over just a little bit. That's going to line up a little better. 70% falls right in this 4-hour extension, $93,000, $94,000. That's the bottom of this ascending pennant. We fell out of another one previously. That was at the weekly 50 simple moving average, but we do have the weekly 50 smooth moving average sitting down here as support as well. Daily extensions come down 90,000 to 80,000. We'll have to see what happens. I think there's probably some kind of bounce here around 94,000. Maybe we come back up, retest this weekly 50, and then we come back down. Moving out to the weekly chart, this is what we got to keep. It's what, sorry about the dog, but what we got to pay attention to is you can see this ascending pennant that we're in. If we fall out of that, it's game over, guys. I don't think we come back and we put in any kind of higher high. 85 to 94,000 is your golden zone for your weekly chart. Your 50 smooth moving average sits right here at $86,000. If we can bounce out of that, get over the weekly 50, get over that daily 50, 113 to 119, 136 to 148. I think you could probably run to 160,000 here. This 2.618 sits at 183,000. So if we can bounce right around here, right around $95,000, I remain bullish, and maybe we can work our way up. If we drop down and we get into $90,000 to $85,000, I am concerned about a lower high, so we need to keep that in mind. So that gives you a pretty good idea of what's going on Bitcoin tonight. I don't like being so dismal, but I don't see an opportunity for upside right now. I think we've got a little more downside. That $94,000 looks pretty sweet. Hopefully we can bounce there. If not, it's really going to get ugly. We've got to think about our spot bags at some point, and when do we get out? Personally, I'm waiting to see if we get that higher high. If we don't, when we get the lower high, I'll jump in there. I'll take all my profit, and we'll do what we can. Some of that stuff I've been sitting on 3 years, it's still well into profit, so it's not a big deal. Some of you guys I know got in late. It's going to be a little tougher on you, but we'll figure out the best way to exit that and make it the least painful possible. But I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. My name is Chris Hare. I'm the World Champion Crypto Cowboy. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, tap that bell notification. You'll get updates as soon as we upload a video. And don't forget to leave us a comment. It helps the YouTube algorithm, and I really enjoy hearing from you guys. But I'm going to close it out here. Chris Hare, the World Champion Crypto Cowboy. We'll see you down the road.